Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of Cycling Insider. In this episode, let's talk about the newest updated version of the Canyon Aeroad road bike for the 2022 season. And specifically, I want to talk about Canyon Aeroad CF SLX 8 Disc Di2 version of the bike. So, Canyon Aeroad, who is this bike for? Let's first answer this question. You see, Canyon Aeroad is a typical heavily aerodynamically optimized bike. So if you want to go as fast as possible in a straight line and you want to have your, carbon fiber frame, fork, handlebar, and the seat post heavily aerodynamically optimized, then definitely you should consider this bike. Don't expect it to be, one of the lightest bikes or the stiffest bikes, because this is just not the point of this bike. Also, when we speak about this specific model, CF SLX 8 Di2, the retail price is 6,150 British pounds. So definitely eye-watering price and a very expensive bike, but we will see when we dive into the specifications what do I think about this bike. Should you just consider it or should you just go ahead and buy it? Speaking about the weight of this bike, Canyon is claiming 7.76 kilograms. I am expecting this to be in some kind of size medium, which is a very competitive bike weight, I would say, for this aerodynamically optimized bike. But as I say again, you can see immediately that it's not the lightest of the bikes when it comes to, generally speaking, some of the light climbing machines. Now let's talk about the paint scheme on this bike. And luckily, Canyon is offering 3 paint schemes. One is this very classical stealth or black on black, just decent. Then we have this pro white paint scheme, very nice, beautiful, kind of combination of, I would call it metallic white with a hint of black. And then definitely my favorite one, which is this pale green. Very nice combination of metallic green and black, superb paint scheme. But again, I'm glad that on this level of the prices of approximately 6,100 British pounds, there are 3 paint schemes to choose from. Since all the bike deliveries now are a bit delayed, it's nice to see that you can already get this bike, let's say in size medium or size large, in kind of end of June, July this year, 2022. So it's a very good thing that Canyon has sorted their, delivery problems. Now we can dive into the specifications of this bike and really see what do you get for your hard-earned money. As always, we can kick off with the frame and the fork on this bike. So the frame on the bike is a carbon fiber frame. This is the Canyon's Aeroad CF SLX level. So CF SLX is their mid-range of carbon fiber frames. Their, top range would be the Aeroad CFR, but these carbon fiber frames are really expensive. So just keep that in mind. This is not, creme de la creme, best of the best that Canyon can do. With this carbon fiber frame, you will get internal cable routing, press-fit bottom bracket, flat mount disc brakes, and 12mm through axles, both front and the back. Fork is the Canyon's carbon fiber CF level fork. This fork, again, a bit of internal cable routing, 12mm through axles, and again flat mount disc brakes. I have no special complaints about this carbon fiber frame and the fork. It's gonna work, perfectly fine. And also Canyon is offering 6 years guarantee on their carbon fiber frames and the forks in case you have any kind of problems with this. Now let's talk about the drivetrain of this bike, because this is definitely one of the secret sauces of this bike. So when it comes to the drivetrain, you are getting absolutely superb Shimano Ultegra Di2 electronic group set. So this is a 12-speed electronic group set. So shifters, front mech and rear mech, everything Shimano's Ultegra Di2, the newest version R8100. I have to mention here that this electronic group set from Shimano is a semi-wireless group set. So the shifters are wirelessly communicating with the front mech, and then you have a cable which goes from the front mech to the rear mech. And the main reason for that is that Shimano still claims that if you want top shifting performance on the front mech, the best way to do it is to be cable connected with the kind of battery and the rear mech and the processing unit, which in this case sits in the rear mech. So this is just the main reason. When it comes to cassette on this bike, you will get a superb Shimano's Ultegra cassette, 12-speed cassette, and this is 1130 cassette. Luckily, this rear mech can accept all the way to 1134 cassette, so maybe in the future, if you want to upgrade, you can easily, upgrade, for example, to 1132 cassette. When it comes to the crankset on the bike, this is going to be the Shimano's Ultegra crankset. Again, no cutting corners here, and the great thing here is that it comes included with the power meter. This power meter is from 4III power meter, very good power meters, no special complaints about them, and I think it's a great thing that Canyon has included a power meter on this level of the price, so you can easily pair this unit with any of your headset units like a Garmin unit or Hammerhead, whatever else you are using, and you can easily, of course, train by the power meter. Excellent inclusion here. As I already mentioned, the bottom bracket is a press-fit bottom bracket, so Shimano's BB86 road standard, and this is a Shimano's press-fit bottom bracket, so again, everything superb, no problems here. And I'm also glad when you look at the chain on this bike, you will get the Shimano's Ultegra level chain, so they're M8100. By the way, this M8100 is the chain from the mountain bike world, 12-speed chain, absolutely superb chain, and I would also suggest you that in the future, when you destroy the chain, always keep it on the Shimano Ultegra level chain, or you can even use from the mountain bike world, for example, a Shimano XTR level chain. Braking system on this bike is the Shimano's Ultegra hydraulic disc brakes. Absolutely superb stuff, no cutting corners here, and these are 160mm braking rotors front and the back, and also I have to mention that these braking rotors are MT800 braking rotors, again coming from the mountain bike world with the ice freezer technology, so you're going to have a superb heat dissipation and braking power on these rotors. Absolutely superb braking performance and no cutting corners here from Canyon. Now let's talk about the wheelset, because I think the wheelset is definitely the secret sauce of this bike and an excellent addition on this Canyon bike. So the wheelset is from DT Swiss Arc 1400 D-Cut wheelset. This is absolutely an astonishing wheelset. DT Swiss is, in my opinion, makes the best wheelset on the market, and this DT Swiss Arc 1400 D-Cut is a carbon fiber aerodynamically optimized wheelset. If you would buy this wheelset on the open market, it will cost you approximately $2,650 so you definitely see, it's a kind of a high level of a wheelset and a very expensive wheelset. But if we dive into the specifications of this wheelset, you can immediately see that the total weight of this wheelset is going to be approximately 1,750 grams, out of which 936 is for the rear wheel and approximately 817 grams for the front wheel. Carbon fiber wheelset, as I said, tubeless ready. You will just need to supply, I'm guessing, your own tubeless tape and the valve. I don't think it comes prepared on this Canyon bike immediately. This is a 62mm rim height, so you see heavily aerodynamically optimized, and the internal rim width is 20mm. When it comes to the hubs on this wheelset, absolutely superb and stunning DT Swiss 240 hubs, 12mm through axles, and very famous Ratchet EXP36 system on these hubs. Spokes, of course, from DT Swiss. These are DT Swiss Aero spokes, and nipples also from DT Swiss Pro nipples. I will just mention here again, absolutely superb wheelset, DT Swiss Arc 1400, and it's just so good to see that Canyon has included this superb wheelset on this bike. On this wheelset, there are tires from Continental Grand Prix 5000, 25mm tire in this instance on the front, and 28mm tire on the back. Continental GP 5000 tires, absolutely superb tires, there is no complaint from me here. And also just keep in mind that these tires are the 330 TPI, so very supple tire, and it's definitely going to contribute to the smooth ride. I'm not sure why the front tire is 25mm. Probably there's something with, aerodynamically optimized, but to be honest, I would, once when you destroy this tire, replace it with a 28mm tire. both front and the back, just because much more air volume and your ride is going to be much more smoother. Now let's talk about some of the smaller pieces of the cockpit, and in this case, when it comes to the handlebar and the stem, this is a one-piece handlebar stem. It is carbon fiber piece. This is the Canyon's Aeroad Cockpit CP0018. So I mean, absolutely, you know, a perfect piece of engineering, but the problem is that it is a proprietary piece. So if you want to change it in the future, you will have to stick with Canyon's own product, or if you want to adjust your position on the bike, like finally tune your position, it's not going to be possible because this is a one-piece handlebar and the stem. So just keep that in mind, and many bike manufacturers, when it comes to this heavily aerodynamically optimized bikes, they are using this one-piece design of handlebar and the stem. So this is a little kind of negative side, a bit of a drawback. When it comes to the saddle and the seat post, the saddle is a superb Selle Italia SLR Boost saddle. Since saddles are always a personal preference, you might decide to fit your own saddle, which is going to be super easy. And when it comes to the seat post, this is the updated seat post from Canyon, because last year they had some problems with this seat post. So now you have a new version of SP0046 carbon fiber seat post, which has basically a new kind of sleeve and a seal around the seat post, so it kind of reduces the friction between the seat post and the seat tube, and also a lot of dirt that was previously coming inside and damaging your seat post now cannot enter anymore. So this is a bit of an upgrade from a previous generation. So all in all, you see, these are the main components of this Canyon Aeroad CF SLX 8 Di2 bike. So in a conclusion, what would I advise you if you are in the market and you have, you know, approximately 6,150 British pounds? I would definitely say go for it. Just go ahead and buy this bike. It's an excellent bike from Canyon, and definitely the highlights of this bike and the secret sauce is a superb DT Swiss Arc 1400 wheelset, carbon fiber wheelset with superb DT Swiss 240 hubs, and also I have to mention the electronic group set from Shimano Ultegra Di2 group set. Superb bike, and yes, the price is a bit eye-watering, but still, when you look on the market, what the competitors can offer, this is a very competitive price in my opinion. So, I think this is going to be it for today. I hope you like what I'm doing, and if you do, please keep on watching, keep on liking, and as always, I will see you soon in the next episode. Cheers!